This is WT for TST, and this evening I'm honoured to be joined by John Harding Jr. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, yes, I'm good, man. I'm all live and kicking, man. I'm all well. Everything's good for me, man. Hope you're good as well.
All well, mate. All well. So, I guess the first question for us this evening, I normally take us back to kind of how you grew up, what happened, stuff like that. But I picked something out in one of your press conferences against Udofia. You stated that all the pressure was on him because of what you've been through in your life and stuff like that, and that actually you just being there is a victory. That left me wanting to know more, mate. Can you take us back to your upbringing, your childhood, and go from there?
Uh, well, upbringing, just you grow up in the estate. The houses are above you, houses to the left of you. You grow up, and every day is just a battle, in it, in terms of uh, you're always cussing each other. You might have fist fights with each other and become friends the next day. So that just becomes the normal. You grow up, uh, you know, you inherit, you see the older lot fighting a rival in another area, and you start inheriting to it. You grow up into that, and that was, life of growing up. We never really called like the word drug dealing as just drug dealing. It was more like just survival. You just knew as that was just the way to get by, so that you can eat, have clothes, provide things at home, and yeah, that was it. That was survival.
You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So when you're talking about your did you go to school and stuff, or was that just part of?
Yeah, if you ask me, yeah, school. So when you just say, of course, yeah, I went to school. I went to primary school, went to secondary school. Yeah, I went to all of that as well.
So
School
when
was school was school, man. School was good. It was enjoyable, fun. You know what I mean? But when you get in secondary school, that's when everyone starts growing up, and you get a touch into that area rivalry. It was where you was from. Some people you grow with when you was younger, it was cool, but then they're from a rival area as well. So it gets to that, like someone you've grown up with, you might be okay, but then they're in a rival area. So your friendship becomes a lot harder.
because you're in two different groups.
Yeah, 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 and you're into yeah, yeah, and what others people would say regarding that. So it does become a lot harder.
So you might have a best mate, for instance, that's in a rival gang or area, and you don't talk. So you could be friends at school and then out of school you don't.
Yeah, 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 and then that can even inhibit your friendship. You know what I mean? Suppose a situation that that your friend gets troubled by people that was from your area, and it can be something. You know what I mean? So it could be like that friend. You're with that friend, and because you're there, he can't get touched by the people from your area. But then there's a day he's there and you're not there, and he can do. So these are a lot of scenarios that were happening just growing up. I'm from New Cross, so there was a rivalry with Peckham. Then we started having rivalry with Woolwich. So it was quite crazy. Growing up, especially in the school, yeah, in secondary school.
I feel really sheltered now, mate, listening to this. What you're explaining to me feels like a movie,
Yeah,
honestly.
well, it was, when I sometimes I watch these movies and I just think, yeah, like based on where I grew up. I don't know if you ever, there was a film that came out, called, it was called Blue Story. It was in cinema. That was based off where we're from. You know what I mean? Where I'm, that New Cross. That was actually based. And okay, the story might not have been like as real as how it was, but it was based on the rivalry that I grew up in. We used to call ourselves the Ghetto Boys, and we used to have problems with guys from Peckham. So it was normal, man. I can remember when just random scenario. I remember seeing my friend get stabbed up by a samurai sword. And we was young, man. It was like 14, 15, and you just kind of thought like this is. I remember my friend saying, "Yeah, we got to, right, we got to saying ride this out till we're old as me, and we got to just endure it till we're old enough and to get out of it." So yeah, thinking back at it, like when I look at my nephews at that my age, and I was like, wow, I was going through that normally as a young kid. You're witnessing friends stab, or people stab people, or, you're jumping on a bus and there's like 50 of you that jumping out and trying to catch, rival people and without them detecting that you're coming, or you're just walking along and a car pulls up and random people are jumping out trying to get you. These were normal things, just growing up.
And this is survival. This is for you staying alive, yeah?
Yeah, it was just survival, man. It was just normal. It was just like, all right, you got us, we're gonna get you back. So you know what I mean. So when I start coming to like boxing and it's just like to me sometimes a lot of people say, right, you got heart. It's just because there's a lot of the war I was going through growing up. So from here, it's just me against one person.
So when so when you first went to prison, if you don't mind talking about this,
Mm.
was that almost, this might sound stupid, but was that a relief to get away from the gang culture then, initially?
And
Or would
I
that
kind of because there's levels of it because it's weird. I have to breathe. And I'm what I'm talking to you is that's a bit early. Then you start getting a bit older. But it's weird. There's like people from Peckham that I'm okay with now, and we can laugh about certain days, if you know what I mean. So it's like it's a lot different. I went just as I turned into an adult, my first ever sentence, and that's when things were actually dying down, and then it developed into instead of having rivalry, we were having back and forth with people that we grew up with. So that now that squash, it was like people you actually grew up with, and you had to pick your side. And you're seeing, it's sad you see, seeing people we started killing each other. Really, that's what it was like. And um, just to be, I remember recording just playing PS with one friend, and the next minute I walk and he's just laying there with a bullet in his head. Um, like I said, it was it was normal, and that was the sad thing about it.
yeah, that you didn't know any different.
Yeah, that's it. You just think it's you next. That's how you have to think. So have your bulletproof vest and go about where you're going.
Wow, wow. All right, so you've done your time and you've done your stints. I'm going to fast forward, unless you want to fill in some blanks. I'm going to fast forward to 2017 February. You make your pro boxing debut.
Yeah,
How did you know that was going to be the right path for you?
I just believed, man. I just, I just, it's weird. I just believed. I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna work. I know where I've come from. I know I've lost. I know the people that's dead. So when you got all those vision and flashbacks in your head, you know where you're coming from. And I said it has to work out. Even that's how it is. Even now, I just think it has. Even I taught some of the friends, it's rocked the whole community to see me out there. So from you guys that are watching, it's just hearing the story. So where I'm from, all those things that were normal, prison, people dying, people getting life. So when they see me there on TV, it's like as if from them, there's hope and I've made it, and it's like a light, and they're like, wow, So back when I had my first professional debut, it was just like I was still nervous because I didn't have the amateur pedigree, I didn't have the experience. So it's like right now the hard fights are giving me the experience right this second now. It's just still experience. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Though I'm at an advanced age, I'm still learning, and I want to learn. I want to dig deep. I want to have the wars. That's the only way I'm gonna learn is the hard way. You know what I mean? So that debut was nerve wracking. Very very nervous. But it was a relief to get out of the way and just to announce that I was here. And it was just that that's the beginning.
Feels like you want to be like an inspiration then for people who live where you lived.
Well, it's just that, like, that's what naturally just happened, man. Yeah, so I get tons of messages daily. Stopped in the street, uh, so much people that I know. Some people might message me, how did I stop smoking? I mean, I was a very heavy weed smoker, so you kind of picture having someone that you just smoke a lot of ounce, marijuana heavily, and then now as a professional boxer. You know what I mean? So it's very touching from the places I'm from, people that actually know me. That's like, wow. So yeah.
Mate, it's some turnaround. It's impressive. Like I said before, it's like a movie, mate. So maybe someone should make that. Later on, we've got a question about that, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So Dillian White. So you met Dillian White. What impact has he had on your? I'd probably say life rather than career.
Oh man, he's had a big impact. He just believed in me. It was all about getting what I can do in the gym, in the fight. To seeing what I was doing. I was just like, wow, you know what? And he just thought, let me give this guy a chance. No one gave me a chance, and that's what he's doing. Just like trying to just pushing me to just do what I do in sparring in the ring. Do what you do in sparring in the ring. Feel relaxed, believe in yourself, be confident. You see me hop in the ring with him, a lot of heavier guys. It's like just go in there and do what you do in sparring, and you'll be all right. So yeah.
No, that's good, mate. Two-time English challenger. What's next?
For now, there's a lot of things I'm sorting out behind the scenes. But I'll leave that in my management's hands, and but I'll 100% be back, 100%. If I can't get out, I always want to fight, so I want to come out this year. But if they say New Year, then so be it. But I'll be ready and training and waiting for the call. I love opportunity, so like I'll never say no to opportunity. That's just me.
Mate, I saw some as well. It said you're 36, right? I thought you were about 26. What cream do you use?
I don't know, man. I'm just useful. I've just got that. Even those little tests I do on my age, and it says it say that I'm in my 20s. I mean, I look it, I feel it. There's a lot of it's tough because most of my 20s, like 8% of it was behind bars. So um, it's like as if I'm reliving everything now. You know what I mean? And I just weren't going to be that person that's going to say I should have, would have, could have. So
you just crack on. Nice one, mate. Right, just to finish this then, bud. We've got some questions from the followers. Sometimes they're a bit strange. Yours aren't too bad. Andy wants to know, what's your highest point in boxing?
my highest point was my debut, man. Just getting that actually there, getting my hand raised. That was my highest point ever, man. That was, yeah, I was over the moon. I was touched, man. That's my highest point, man.
Gilly wants to know, who is your inspiration in or out of boxing?
Players. I get inspired by multi-talented people. That I can say like do more than one thing. Like, I say someone like 50 Cent, or just like his business brain of I like what he stood up for. So there's a lot of those things there that I really that really make me that really touch me and makes me, and that's how I feel. I read a book and said that, the people that you look up to are what you see in you, and I consider myself the impact I have. I feel like I'm more than just a boxer. I'm more deeper than I'm showing.
Good stuff, mate. And last one then, and this is the movie relevance one. Alex wants to know, if there was a movie to be made about you, who would you want to play you?
Oh, oh man, how can you give me a question like that? Ah, mate. Oh, oh man. Whoa. I would love it to be Denzel, man. Hey, Denzel. Hey. No, you know what? I don't even know Morris Chestnut. Wait, that because he's a fly dark skinned brother, Morris Chestnut. You know what I mean? I think that would definitely be for me, 100%.
Spot on, mate. All right, listen. That's me done. Unless you want to say anything to the guys watching.
Thank you so much, everyone that's watching. All your messages, you know what I mean? Everyone that's inspired by my life, I'm just so touched. Thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love all of you. I will, I will be back. I will be there challenging. I will never give up. And you guys also just don't give up. You see me do it, go and do it, man. Go and do things in your life that someone said you can't do, but you've wanted to do. Go and do it and be great.
Top man. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Speak
you so
soon,
much.
mate.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Speak soon. Bye.